Well, with that, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to our favorite segment, and I'm excited. I'm excited for this card. Jim, I know what this card is. Jim, I don't. You probably don't know what it is, but Derek, can you tell us what is this week's card of the week?
So the card of the week is Nord Firebrand from the Elder Scrolls Legends. It is very simple, not a lot of text on it. It is a 0-cost 1/1 unit, and it can attack the turn that you play it. But this is a card that really resonates with me because it's maybe the only time in my life, and I've been playing card games a long time, but it's maybe the only time in my life where I've ever been like credited with building an archetype. Like, it's the only time I've ever been known for something specifically. And this was part of it. So there was a time in the Elder Scrolls Legends where a lot of people said that you couldn't play aggro because of the prophecy system, and that you couldn't like go all in on charge decks and etc. And I was like, all right, well, if they say it can't be true, then naturally I'm going to try to do it. And so I built a deck that was entirely around just playing charge creatures and swinging, and specifically the deck ran a number of ways to play or create Nord Firebrand, right? And just abuse them and buff them up, and so that, it went from, it's just a 0-cost 1/1 to like you're playing 4 on a turn that swing for 5 sort of thing. And it ended up doing very well in a tournament that I played in early on. And then I was having a lot of success on ladder. I hit legend a few times. And then somebody decided at the time, hey, they wanted to be the first person to hit legend in X amount of like hours or whatever. They wanted to have the record in the Elder Scrolls Legends for fastest path. And they took a version of my deck, and I had called it Time to Fight. I had done a YouTube video on it. And if you're not familiar, it's Time to Fight because when you played the card in the game, it played the voice line. In fact,
Time to fight. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry.
Fight.
Yeah. I have, again, this is the only time I've ever been known for something, right? So like I have it on my soundboard. I've got a Twitch emote on my channel that's like an axe and the words Time to Fight, right? So that's why it was called Time to Fight. Every time you played Nord Firebrand, it would say it. And in my deck, because you played oftentimes 4 or 5 in a turn, your opponent would be annoyed because they would just hear Time to Fight over and over and over again as they die. So anyway, this other gentleman took my deck and he ended up like smashing the record on fastest trip to legend. I don't think anybody ever ended up beating it because the games are very fast and it was an efficient deck. And so this, it was very hard for me to pick a card of the week because I have a lot of times, had favorites from different games, different genres, whatever. But this is... This has a special one for me.
Right. Who took that deck to legend the fastest? Who was it?
Oh, you're gonna ask me that, aren't you? I can picture his face, but I cannot remember his name. I would have to look it up.
He's got a forgettable name, huh?
No. I have a forgettable name.
So you got
I can
so
picture his
mad
face
of
for
everyone
sure,
forgetting you. You refuse to remember this guy. Wow, man. Okay.
I think I know who it is, but I can't remember the name. The name escapes me. Oh my word! It's gonna kill me.
Fight.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
I did not know you were gonna do the sound. By the way, I totally messed that up. But my bad.
No, you're fine. Like, why would you think that I have it ready to go? I have a few things on my soundboard ready to go that I'm like relatively known for, but that's one of them. I have that sound effect almost always on hand, and then there's like this old documentary or news clip where this dude's talking about working in a salt mine, and so I would often play that on different broadcasts, and so now I have that on my soundboard, and I've got the long version, and then I also have the short one where he just says salt is a way of life. So like that's another running thing. But
that card kind of reminds me of Patches, along with the sound it makes as well. Well, pre-nerf is what I should say. Patches from Hearthstone, where he's like, I'm in charge. And he comes out of the deck when you play another pirate. He's just like, get in there.
That's basically it.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, that is this week's card of the week. I'm kind of happy that we actually got a Elder Scrolls Legend card on card of the week finally. So that's great. So, so Charmer, thank you so much for that card of the week.